So I have a hypothetical for you. You're walking down an alley outside a gas station. You've just picked up some naproxen sodium, sodium chloride, and mercury bichloride for your stroke, and suddenly you get jumped. Two goons, one on either side. This one has a knife, that one looks kinda lost, and they both have bad haircuts. Now I may just be a radio, but I've got some tricks up my non-existent sleeves. But two goons is a little much for me to handle. I don't have my frame data yet, but the doc says I'm not competitively viable and my air game is trash. So I'll need some backup. And what better place to look than the topsy-turvy world of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. If you got mugged, which of the 82 Smash fighters would be most helpful as a bystander? Mario is a good baseline for Smash fighters. He's heroic by default and powerful enough to be useful in a fight. Plus, he's a salt-of-the-earth working man, short, and Italian. This is a man who can and will play dirty for the win.
Donkey Kong!
Now I know what you're thinking. Donkey Kong? Hell yeah, I want to see that big ape go a few rounds on a thug's melon, but unfortunately, this gorilla's purely self-motivated. Unless it affects him, his banana horde, or his island directly, he isn't gonna lift one finger to help you. Tough luck, buddy. Should've bought some bananas. Link has had a lot of incarnations, but we'll be talking specifically about Breath of the Wild because that's who's represented in Ultimate. Link's your standard, straight-laced, default heroic guy. He's insanely skilled in a fight, probably 2v1s these muggers, but unfortunately he's hot glued to Zelda pre-long-ass nap, and given there's an alley to get mugged in at all, Ganon's probably still stuck in traffic. And you know Zelda won't be caught dead in a 7-Eleven. Samus is a bounty hunter on a constant genocidal quest against both the X and the Metroid. But seeing as how she keeps figuring her job is done only to immediately find more, she doesn't seem to be very good at it. Even the space pirates she has apparently killed literally hundreds to thousands of just keep coming back. It didn't even take 15 minutes after leaving the Ceres Galactic Research Station before that shit got attacked. I mean, she'll help, but don't be surprised if there's more muggers or space pirates or deadly intergalactic parasites waiting after she leaves, you know?
Dark Samus!
Dark Samus is a clone of Samus made from Phazon. It is extremely radioactive and actively destroys entire ecosystems. If you see Dark Samus outside a 7-Eleven while getting mugged, stop getting mugged and find a ship off-world.
Yoshi!
Yoshi is a good dino, and they don't speak English, but where there's one, there's always more. This mugging is about to turn around real fucking quick.
Kirby!
Kirby is the goodest boy, the guardian of Popstar and Sakurai's favorite child, so you may believe he's the best pick, but he's not, and I'll tell you why. This pink little ball of lethargy constantly sleeps through world-shattering events and extremely dangerous cataclysms. When the Dreamstalk lifts his entire house into the air, he sleeps through it. When the entirety of Popstar is conquered and roboticized basically in an afternoon, he sleeps through it. He's going to sleep through your mugging, too. Sure, he'll go off on a hair-raising, nail-biting adventure to get your wallet back, if you ask nicely, but don't be surprised when he just assumes King Dedede did it and goes sprinting in the wrong fucking direction.
Fox!
Fox is genuinely heroic, is backed by the space government, and is a furry, which means he is prone to do stupid things, has the money to back those stupid things up, and is a furry. Also, he open carries.
Pikachu!
Honestly, it depends. Pikachu are small rodents, but they also wield electrical capabilities and a plethora of effective attacks. That being said, their Pokédex entries are a bit light on describing their behavior. Pikachu are generally friendly but suspicious, trigger-happy with their electricity, but polite to other Pikachu. Now if it's in the same alley you're getting jumped in, it'll probably help, cause it's in trouble too, and lightning on command is no joke. But if it's just walking by, it ain't gonna do shit.
Luigi!
Now Luigi is a coward, though I love him, there's no denying it. But my favorite Green Bean Boy is also extremely brave, and when the chips are down, he will come through and join the fight. Can't say how useful he'll be, but he'll try his best.
Ness!
Now Ness is something of a blank slate. Being the player character in a game as strange as Earthbound, he doesn't really have a strongly established personality. But I'm pretty confident he'll help you. After all, a fly tells him he needs to save the world, and Ness packs his bags pretty much the same day. Now he is a small kid, and you may have doubts about his ability to fight off muggers, but he literally fights gang members in his own game, so I think we'll be fine.
Captain Falcon!
I don't know anything about Captain Falcon, but I know he drives a car that probably guzzles fuel, and I know he drove away with his slushie the second the car was filled. You're on your own.
Jigglypuff!
This pink balloon is Jigglypuff. They like to sing, and that song puts anyone who hears it to sleep. I hope you like napping in a wet alley. Try not to get robbed while you're asleep.
Peach!
So I've got a new pro strat to show you. I call this the Takanashi Kiara strat. It's where you get distracted for 5 seconds watching virtual YouTuber Takanashi Kiara but take no damage, build 90% and immediately self-destruct. Princess Peach has canonically been able to fight in the past, specifically a few RPGs, and she has graduated to being playable in the upcoming Super Mario Wonder. But just don't count on her helping too much. Her tendency to get kidnapped varies with the wind.
Daisy.
Princess Daisy is a more competent Princess Peach. She got kidnapped the once and never again. Plus, she's a tomboy. She gets a stat bonus in street fights.
Bowser.
Now Bowser has historically been a bit of a prick, but not unreasonable. The man has anywhere from 1 to 8 kids and has definitely got a migraine right now. Offer him some painkiller if he helps, and I'm sure he'll hop in. Just pray Bowser Jr. doesn't throw up in the minivan while his dad's busy.
Ice Climbers.
The Ice Climbers do not have a personality. They are 2 kids who climb a mountain to get some vegetables from a condor. But you don't buy vegetables at 7-Eleven, so tough shit.
Sheik.
You know, despite appearing badass, Sheik mostly just uses some parlor tricks and exposits at you. Sheik isn't gonna help you fight, he's just gonna tell you that there's muggers in the alley and leave. Up to you if you get jumped then. And no one tells me what to do.
Zelda.
I know what I said about Zelda earlier, but that was Breath of the Wild Zelda. This Zelda had to survive for 7 years in Ganon's world. She's had a Slurpee before, and is probably just glad she can get one easily now. She's gonna use magic to flatten the mugger you can't handle, and she isn't even gonna spill her drink doing it.
Dr. Mario.
Dr. Mario is not going to help you. He is going to administer first aid after the fact, get you to a hospital, and slap you with a several $1,000 medical bill.
Pichu.
Pichu is almost useless, but not entirely useless. It is small, weak, cannot hold much electricity, and discharges if startled. But it is stated to be capable of shocking a grown human. Pick the little bastard up, throw it at one grunt like a grenade, and get to work on the other.
Falco.
Falco is the same as Fox, except he's an avian, not a furry, and he's not gonna shut up the entire time you're fighting.
Marth.
Marth is generic anime swordsman boy from Fire Emblem. He is a heroic and kind-hearted lord and will, obviously, be helping you fight. Just don't be surprised if you get recruited to a war effort afterwards. Try not to get romanced.
Lucina.
Lucina is generic anime swordswoman, girl from Fire Emblem. She is a heroic and serious lord and will, obviously, be helping you fight. Just don't be surprised if you get recruited to a war effort afterwards. Try not to get romanced.
Young Link.
Young Link is Link if he wasn't super glued to Zelda. Without needing to accompany Zelda everywhere, this Link is free and more than willing to assist you, but as a kid, he probably won't be soloing this match.
Ganondorf.
He is literally the Lord of Evil. Do not ask for his assistance, do not look in his direction. And don't go to this 7-Eleven again, it's going to be a dungeon next time you visit, and it's going to include an annoying puzzle.
Mewtwo.
Mewtwo used to hate humans, but after his movie, he's kinda got a better worldview, so we can assume he's chill. He'll probably just mess them up with some psychic powers and leave. Toss a Master Ball if you're feeling lucky.
Roy.
Roy is the same as all these Fire Emblem characters. He is generally heroic and kinda charming, and will try to recruit you to a war effort and or romance you after helping you fight.
Chrom.
I can only say this so many ways. Chrom will help. Will recruit to war effort.
Mr. Game & Watch.
Please, Mr. Game & Watch, help me!
Meta Knight.
Meta Knight is kind of aloof, but also objectively heroic. He's not just going to help you fight, he's going to give you a spare sword, and you're going to get to keep it afterwards.
Pit.
Pit has the IQ of a roast chicken in a garbage bin and would probably eat it, but he's a good boy and a capable fighter. He'll help you, but he's subject to Palutena's whims, so just hope something doesn't go wrong that causes him to get called away.
Dark Pit.
Dark Pit is a slightly edgier Pit, born from a mirror or some shit. Unlike Pit, I'm pretty sure he doesn't care about humanity and ends up allying himself with the forces of nature. The forces of nature are led by Viridi. She's one of the best Kid Icarus characters, but if you're wondering about her stance on humans, she does this. to a bunch of humans.
Zero Suit Samus.
Go watch the section on Samus again, and try to pay attention this time.
Wario.
Wario's only concern is money, so he'll help you, but he's gonna want the money afterwards.
Snake.
I have never played a Metal Gear game. If I did, the plot would probably fry my circuits. Snake is obviously packing heat, and is a decent enough guy to help, but just don't ask questions when he attaches balloons to the goons. It's better you don't know.
Fight.
He fights for his friends.
Pokemon Trainer.
Unlike the other Pokemon we've discussed, these three have a trainer. Unfortunately, this isn't a Yoshi situation. This guy is sticking to the rules of engagement and only using one at a time, but any of these three will be more than enough to help you. We're assuming this generic red stand-in will help you, because Pokemon characters can't keep their nose out of other people's fucking business.
Diddy Kong.
This shit-eared little fuck plays by the same rules as Donkey Kong. You want help from a monkey? Better start carrying bananas.
Lucas.
Now, if you only know Lucas through Subspace Emissary, you may think of him as something of a coward. This is demonstrably false and untrue. I will not accept this slander. Though Lucas in his own game is shy and a bit of a shut-in, dealing with grief after his mother's death and brother's disappearance, throughout the story he comes out of his shell, growing strong, brave, and far beyond the little coward Smash Bros. Chose to present him as. Anyway, this is to say that not only would Lucas, good boy that he is, assist you without question, he would do a great job.
Sonic.
Objectively heroic, Sonic is going to help you, if he doesn't just blow by you at super speed. Honestly, I can't even say much. He's a famous hero. Of course he's going to help you.
King DDD.
Now King Dedede may seem like a prick. He's a monarch, regularly an antagonist, but half the time he's not even responsible for the mischief and Kirby just assumes he is. In fact, in Nightmare and Dreamland, though he initially appears to be the antagonist, it's revealed in a twist that he's keeping the actual threat Nightmare at bay and keeping all of Popstar safe. Really, he's a hero who gets mistaken for a villain more often than not. And with that hammer? Yeah, this isn't gonna take long.
Olimar.
Now, Olimar is canonically the size of an ant, but hear me out. You'd start panicking if you were suddenly covered in 100 multicolored little creatures, wouldn't you? Yeah, he's not going to take the other mugger down, but the psychological damage will be more than enough to scare one, maybe both, off.
Lucario.
Now, you may see Lucario and assume that it's going to help. It looks fairly heroic after all. And you'd be right, Lucario have a noted fondness for justice, the capability to understand human speech. Can't all Pokemon do that? And they can sense emotions. What you'd be incorrect about is the idea that only one would help. Lucario hunt in packs.
Rob.
This is a small toy from the 80s made to sell video games. I guess you can bludgeon someone with it.
Toon Link.
Now, Wind Waker Link is a little more prone to mischief than the other Links, but he is still objectively heroic. He's going to help you, but you'll have to pose for the Picto Box afterwards. Hope you like having a statue of yourself in some weirdo's collection.
Wolf.
Wolf is a space pirate. He'd be the one mugging you, but this isn't a space alleyway.
Villager.
Villager is a player avatar. It has no personality. But Animal Crossing players have an obsession with collecting and decorating. So long as you have something Villager needs, that acts is in your service. Hope you've got a Coelacanth in your pocket.
Mega Man.
Same situation as Sonic. Canonically a hero, he's gonna help. He's even blue.
Wii Fit Trainer.
Work that core. Keep those fists up. Elbows loose. Wii Fit Trainer isn't going to help you. She's going to yell tips at you as you fight, and that's not helpful.
Rosalina and Luma.
Rosalina is capable of literally jump-starting a dead galaxy. I think. I never beat Mario Galaxy as a kid. She is more than capable of helping. Just be careful what you say afterwards. If she can jumpstart the galaxy, she can end you.
Little Mac.
Little Mac is a no-nonsense boxer from the Bronx. Of course he's gonna help you. Probably get ringside tickets off of Doc while you're there.
Greninja.
There is very little information about Greninja. It has a few Pokedex entries, but nothing really about its behavior. We'll assume Greninja is on its ninja shit 24/7 and will not be helping you.
Me Brawler. Me Sword Fighter. Me Gunner.
Why?
Palutena.
A powerful goddess of light devoted to safeguarding humanity, Palutena rarely gets her own hands dirty, but is more than capable in a fight. She'd be more than happy to help you, just watch out for the Palutena Glam Blaster. Bye like an asshole.
Robin.
Russ, just be ready for time to be rewound if you die.
Junior.
Bowser Jr. can't help, none of the Koopalings can. They're in the minivan and the child safety locks are still on.
The hunt.
This is just a He's going to help, but maybe don't put in too much effort. Street Fighter Challenger.
Ken.
Ken is in the same boat as Ryu, but instead of having an evil side, he's married. Good for him.
Cloud.
Cloud is a bit difficult to read, but he's just socially awkward. You can relate. He does want to be a hero, deep down, and I'm sure he'll help. Just, you know, don't stick around for small talk afterwards, you'll make him and yourself uncomfortable.
Corrin.
Legally, she's either going to stylishly dismantle both muggers herself, or let you get your ass kicked and poke fun at you for it. At least she'll probably step in if you're gonna die? Probably. First, Inklings may not seem tough, but have you ever been bludgeoned by a paintbrush and covered in paint? Because I have. It hurts.
Ridley.
Ridley canonically ate Samus's parents. Canonically. Do you think he's gonna help?
Simon.
Simon is a good person, and he apparently trains excessively, so he'll probably just take it as a challenge and beat both muggers up. Watch out for the whip.
Richter.
Sometimes he looks like this, and come on, man, we could have had...
King K. Rool.
King K. Rool isn't just displaying wild shifts in personality, but always trying to murder those monkeys. He's not going to himself, then murder the muggers and take your shit. Also, this is what Tiny Kong looks like now.
Incineroar.
Although Incineroar's Pokedex entry does mention it helps small Pokemon, I am not a small Pokemon, and all its other entries talk about it being rude and selfish. It also mentions that it finds weak opponents boring, and I doubt muggers...
Piranha Plant.
This is a plant. I don't even think it's intelligent enough to know what a mugging is? It seems kind of feral, so maybe throw a mugger at it and it'll probably tear him to shreds.
Joker.
While Joker is stylish and excellent in a fight, unfortunately his powers only exist in the metaverse. He doesn't even have a real gun, it's just an airsoft gun that functions like a gun in the metaverse. If you think a teenage high school student with an airsoft gun can help in a mugging, congratulations, and how does it feel to be a teenage high school student with an airsoft gun?
Hero.
His name is literally Hero. I don't know what you...
Banjo and Kazooie.
When I tell you my stomach turned realizing I could recognize and name all of Banjo-Kazooie's moves. These two already forced me through 3 montages, and they won't be much more useful in a mugging. Unless you've got a Jiggy, you're fucked. And if the muggers have got a Jiggy, you're extra fucked. Just ask Gobi. These guys aren't above tormenting and attacking someone innocent if it's for their own gain. Terry Bogard is a friendly and all-around great guy. With a rough upbringing, he's no stranger to a street fight. He'll help, no questions asked, and he'll be damn good at it too.
Violet.
An instructor at Garrick Mach Monastery, Byleth spends their time flirting with students and returning lost items. But they're also a great fighter, being a former merc and a talented tactician who can rewind time. Honestly, they're probably just here returning your wallet or something, but count yourself lucky because they're gonna help just as well as Robin would, maybe better.
Min Min.
Okay, checking the wiki. Huh. This is useless! She runs a ramen shop and fights in sanctioned tournaments. Will she be useful in a fight, I guess? No idea if she'd help, but she seems fun, so she'd probably be down for a fight?
Steve.
Steve is a representation of the player controlling them, and unlike Animal Crossing, Minecraft is too broad a game to fill in with stereotypes about this Steve. So, dear viewer, it's time you got off your lazy ass and did some work! First, please rate yourself on a scale from 1 to 10 based on how likely you'd be to help someone getting mugged. You can do this by just shouting at the screen as loud as possible. Very good! Now, please rate yourself on a scale from 1 to 10 based on how good your Minecraft PvP is. Very good! This is now officially how well Steve would serve in a mugging. Thank you for your participation.
Sephiroth.
Be right back. Gonna fight Sephiroth. I'll post the fight later. Man, I got my ass kicked. I'm not posting that. Sephiroth both believes he is a god and wants to destroy the planet. He will not help you. He will kill you. Trust me.
Pyra.
It was very sweet of Pyra and Mythra to give me a layup. Remind me to play Xenoblade Chronicles 2 as a thank you. Pyra is very sweet, and Mythra can be a bitch, but neither of them are scared to get into a fight. They'd help, but depending on who's helping, it'll either be pleasant or you'll be berated the entire time. But who knows? Some of you are probably into that.
Kazuya.
So I suppose there's an elephant in the room.
Kazuya Mishima wins. Kazuya Mishima wins.
Yes, I enjoy playing Kazuya, and no, I've never played Tekken. I just think he's neat. Anyway, it's not gonna help him much. Kazuya is canonically set on world domination and engages with human abduction and experimentation. He desires control above all else. He also often laughs at others' misfortune, so you know, probably not a great candidate for helping you. Nice suit though.
Sora.
Sora is the softest and goodest of boys, and also just so happens to possess immense power, which he mostly ends up using to fight old men. He's not only going to help, he's going to absolutely style on both muggers, and you're gonna get to meet Goofy and Donald Duck. My life is now forfeit to the Disney Corporation for showing these two characters on screen. Here's Mickey Mouse for good measure. And that's all of them. Of the fighters we've talked about, most of them will help you unconditionally to varying degrees of usefulness. A few of them won't care, and a select few will actively make your life worse. So which fighter would be the best? Who do you most want at your back in a mugging? Well, after getting mugged 78 times for this video, I figure it's just easier to not walk down dark alleys next to gas stations. I will never financially recover from this. Ahoy! This video was pretty long and tough to put together, so I hope you enjoyed it. If you'd like to see more, I've got 2 videos to recommend. First, if you'd like to know why I have PTSD about Banjo-Kazooie, you can check out my video on it. The second is a video handpicked by YouTube just for you. Thanks for watching.